Hey, y'all, I'm gonna pin this topic. Hey. Hey, how are you? I'm just trying to pin this topic. Hopefully I do this right. See if it'll let me pin it. Yep. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna use this ring light. Thank you for joining. I'm gonna give people a chance to come on in, and then we'll get started. Hey, y'all. Hold on one second, guys. My dog is trying to come in the room. Clearly jealous. Oh. All right, get down. Hey, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about tackling fears and anxiety that oftentimes as women we experience when shopping, whether it be online shopping or just shopping in a boutique similar to mine, Chic Essentials Boutique, or just going to the mall and shopping in a regular retail store. I wanted to kind of talk about this because in my experience with my boutique, Chic Essentials Boutique, I speak to women all the time and I help women all the time that come into the boutique with like so much anxiety and so much fear just about shopping in general. So I thought, why not talk about this? Because this is something we deal with as women on a daily basis or when it comes time to shop for various reasons. So I kind of wanted to talk about those fears, talk about the anxiety that we have, kind of dispel that and think of or talk about some different ways that you can work through those fears that you may be having or the angst that you're feeling when it comes time to have to make a purchase with clothing. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be something that's expensive, just in general, that fear of having to go and shop. And finding a way to kind of calm yourself so you can make better decisions when you're shopping and you ultimately have a wardrobe that you love, as opposed to having a closet full of crap that you kind of just bought on the fly because you were basically just trying to get out of the store. So raise your virtual hand if you're watching this and you are a person that you walk into your closet. One part of you is telling yourself that, oh my God, I have nothing to wear. I need to go shopping. But then there's this little voice that will make up 1,000 excuses for you not to have to go shopping or have to buy anything else or add any new pieces to your wardrobe. And then you basically just get out of Dodge and you're like, okay, good. I don't have to go shopping. I don't need to go. I have too many clothes now. I'll just pick something from what I have. I'm pretty sure somebody on here probably has experienced that because I've gone through it. I know my husband will tell me in a minute, you have so many clothes, but oftentimes if we're not purging our closets or our wardrobes, we end up with a lot of just leftover crap that really shouldn't be in there. So it appears that we have a lot of clothes, but really we don't actually have really good functional pieces in our wardrobe to where we just have kind of like a bunch of mess that's in there, kind of making us believe that we don't need to do a cleanse. So I know I've definitely been one of those people, so I'll raise my hand. So one way I think to kind of combat that is make sure that you're purging your closet and cleaning your closet out. And then really thinking about, okay, let me carve out some time to go shopping. So that's really one of the first excuses or fears or reasons that I think people will come up with or women will come up with not having the time to shop. Oh, I'm busy. I have to do this. I can't get to the mall. I can't get online. This is a huge issue for a lot of us because what ends up happening is we wait till the last minute, right? And then an event comes up, whether it's a birthday party, whether it's a birthday party, maybe it's your birthday, maybe it's a wedding, and then you find yourself rushing to a boutique or rushing to the mall or rushing to the store, literally at the last minute trying to buy something. And that is probably the biggest mistake that you can make, because oftentimes you'll find yourself with a piece that you really don't like or you really don't love, and then now you spent your money and you're even more over it after you get back home after shopping. So I think time is something that we oftentimes make excuses for. And yes, we're all busy. Many of us are working moms, entrepreneurs, what have you. We have multiple jobs. But if you have time to go to a grocery store or get a root canal or do whatever it is that you do in your daily life, you need to carve out some time for you and make yourself a priority so you can really take that time out when you're shopping and selecting pieces, so you can make sure that you're choosing pieces that are going to help you look your best. So time is definitely one of the number one things that people bring up as an issue. So some of the ways to kind of work through that, or like I'm saying, budgeting your time, just like you budget your money, budget your time, carve out some time for yourself, and make sure you have an appropriate amount of time when you're shopping so you don't feel rushed and you don't make the wrong decision. So that's number one. Number two would be better options in the store, right? We'll make excuses like, oh, the trends are changing. I don't want to have to buy this particular trend because it might be out of, style this month, or I don't have to, my body's changing. The reality is that your body's going to change. Trends are going to change. They don't necessarily always change year to year, but there are going to be some trends that are going to change. So you have to kind of just be prepared for those things and be open to trying new things. Maybe you're used to wearing, a lot of overcoats, or you're used to wearing a lot of A-line dresses, and maybe the trend for that particular season is, more flirty dresses. Well, try on a flirty dress. It's not going to kill you. And you would be surprised how a lot of these items that are new trends or new things that are either evolving or they're rearing their head again because they're coming back from the 80s or the 90s or whatever may be coming back out, you probably look really good in them. But because you're so kind of stuck in your mind to dressing one particular way, you aren't open to other options. So it's really important to be flexible and open, especially if you're working with a stylist, because oftentimes they are making recommendations based upon your body type, based upon whatever your personal style is, if you've had that conversation with your stylist or your style coach. So just be open, and don't blame it on the store not having options for you, because there's plenty of options out there. It's just more about if your mind is going to be open to those different options, and you're not kind of just thinking about looking one way, because your style has to evolve over time, right? You're not going to look the same way or dress the same way at 20 as you do at 40. I turned 40 this year. The things that I wore back in the day when I was in college, when I was only 20 or 19, are definitely not the same garments that I'm going to wear now at almost 40, being a mother and a wife. So you can still look fly, you can still be sexy, but there's a different way, that you have to present yourself. So better decisions is probably the number two fear or anxiety that people, or reason that people come up with for why they can't go shopping. Third reason is money, right? I think that there's this big misconception with out there that you have to have a lot of money to be able to have like a really nice wardrobe, and that's just simply not true. It's important to invest in certain pieces, and that'll probably be another live where we'll talk about really good pieces that you should invest in, or staple pieces in your wardrobe. But for the purpose of this conversation, you don't have to shop all designer, or I'm really big on mixing high with low, as far as luxury with some simple pieces that maybe aren't that expensive. It's just all about how you put them together. So don't feel like, I don't have a certain amount of money, so I'm not going to be able to build a wardrobe. That's simply not true. You just need to budget whatever's in your budget, and then within that budget, again, you can work with a stylist, or you can find plenty of cheap finds. I know plenty of people shop at like Zara and H&M and places like that, and they have really cute items that are affordable. So everything doesn't have to be in the high-end designer retail stores. There are plenty of options out there, but you want to just make sure you're finding pieces that are tailored well to your body. The fit is everything. Fit is everything. So whatever you're purchasing, make sure it fits. Or if it doesn't, you need to make sure that you get in tailored. And we'll talk about that a little later on. But just making sure that you're picking items that if they are on the cheaper side or they're a little bit less in cost, you need to make sure that maybe they're more solid color, the lines are very clean, and the fit needs to be perfection. Because if the fit is perfection, you could have a shirt, honey, that's like $20 that could look like $100. And I've seen people in shirts that were $100, and because it didn't fit well and it wasn't tailored well, it looked like it was about $5. So fit is everything. Last and not least, the fear that most people bring up, and it's actually like the number one reason, but I kind of wanted to save it for last, is weight, right? Women, we always use weight as an excuse not to go shopping. I've even done it. I'm in the process now of like working out and trying to lose weight. And I'm like, I don't want to, buy that item because I'm this size and I'm trying to get to that size. So why would I buy that? And then I'm not going to use it. And then you have some people that'll say, well, if I buy it at this size, even though I want to lose another 20 pounds, then I might get complacent and I might be comfortable with these clothes because I don't want to lose the money or waste the money. So I'll end up staying this size and not wanting to lose weight. And both of those are not true. The reality is your body changes, and it changes for different reasons. It could be because you had children and now you're trying to lose weight from that. It could be because you were on medication and maybe you gained some weight and now you're losing weight. I mean, your body is going to constantly be changing. So you can't expect that everything in your wardrobe is going to fit you for 20 years. Yes, you're going to have maybe that great pea coat or, that great pair of leather boots or the leather skirt or whatever you have that's kind of a staple piece, a blazer that you have in your closet for 10 years, 5 years, whatever. But every single thing in your closet is not going to be able to last that long. So there are going to be some things that you're going to have to trade out. And then there's going to be other items that will be able to stick around. So you just need to make sure that you're making good choices with items that fit you well, budgeting for those items, whether it be a small budget or a large budget, but making sure you know what your budget is so you can be organized when you're shopping, making sure you have the appropriate amount of time when you're shopping so you're not rushing and making bad decisions and ending up with a bunch of crap that you don't want, which may be the position you're already in now. If you have a ton of stuff in your closet that needs to be purged. And then also just not worrying about what your weight may be in the moment. Just, loving yourself for whatever weight you're at in that moment. Shop for yourself in that moment. It shouldn't matter if you're a size 16 or a size 8. Believe me, I've been both, so I know what it feels like. Trying to find different garments when you're a size 16 and you're plus size, and then you're trying to squeeze into something that's like an extra large but not quite. So it can be a weird place to be when you're used to not being plus size and then you become plus size. So I've been both. But know that you can look amazing regardless what size you are. It doesn't matter whether you're 8 or 16 or 26. There's still clothing out there that you can look amazing in. So don't use any of those excuses. Don't have any of those fears or anxieties any longer. Not after this live. Okay. So next we are going to talk about, some of the different ways that you can approach these fears. So we kind of talked about the things that you're probably experiencing, and now we're going to talk about some of the things that we can do to move past those. So let me see. I'm so loud, right? Okay, I want to make sure this thing is like messing up a little bit. Who's that? Hey. Hey. How are you? So I think it's just you and me, but I was just talking about, or the topic today is fears and anxiety that women are dealing with when shopping, and it's kind of getting in the way of them developing the wardrobe that they love. So that's the topic for today. So one of the things that you need to be willing to do, like I mentioned before, is try new styles. Because of the new styles that are out there, you never really know what you may or may not look good in. So be open to work with a stylist, or be open to try new things. Another tip that I usually give women too when they come into the boutique is shop in the color scheme that you know looks good on you. Right? If you know that you look great in orange, or you know that you look great in yellow, or you know that blue is your color, then honey, put on the blue, put on the yellow, put on the orange. Those are the colors that you should kind of be flocking to in a store. And it also helps you kind of edit down and filter down where you're going into one of those stores that have like 1,000 pieces of clothes everywhere. Like I know H&M is like that. I've gone there plenty of times with my daughter, shops there really more often than me. But some of those stores where it's just like so many options, and maybe your concern is that you don't like that feeling of being overwhelmed when you're going to a store. It makes you anxious. Kind of go towards those colors or neutrals or whatever you know looks good on you, and start there when you go in the store. And then you can start to kind of venture off into other areas. But stay in the color scheme that you know looks great on your skin. Or if you know that you look great in high-waisted pants, or, you know, certain styles of clothing, you might want to go there so you can get a certain comfort level, especially if it's a new store that you haven't shopped in previously. And then after that, you can kind of start to venture out into different ways. If you're like me, I go through oftentimes the whole store. I'm always looking because I'm looking for deals. I might find something on sale. It might be, you know, a new trend or something that I found in a color. So I'm always like everywhere. But we're talking about fears and anxieties right now. So if you're experiencing those fears and anxieties, then start small with colors and styles that you're comfortable with first, and then start to branch out. The next tip would be to invest in a tailor. Invest in a tailor. It's also a big misconception that like tailors are super expensive. They're not, guys. You can get, you know, a shirt, a skirt, whatever tailor. It could be $10, $15, maybe $20 at the most. But that's why it's also important to invest in quality pieces, because if you get something for $10 and then you have to tailor it for $20, that could be a little upsetting, right? So you want to make sure that if you do get pieces that you'll need to get tailored, you know, make sure it's a good quality, and then you're investing in a good piece because you know it's something that you'll be able to keep in the future. So, but just understand that these stores, these retail brands, you know, that are, or vendors, whoever, that are mass producing these clothing, whether it be in small, medium, large, extra large, whatever the size is, you have to understand it's certain measurements, and it's not going to be custom made to your body, right? We all have different bodies. I have a lot of curves on the bottom half of my body. I have a lot of hips and, you know, my butt, but then my waist is a little bit smaller. So sometimes I have to buy items that may be almost even a size bigger, and then I have to get it tailored. So don't be afraid to buy something that's a little bit larger than your size. If maybe the smaller size doesn't fit you in the thighs or the legs, don't be scared to go up a size and then get it tailored, as opposed to, it's so many women I know that will try things on, and if it doesn't fit like perfectly, they're ready to like give up and they don't want the piece anymore, when the piece is really like a bomb piece, or the color looks great on them, or it looks amazing on them. It just might be a little loose where the arms are. And those are little small fixes that you can get taken care of. That's not a reason to totally toss a piece to the side just because it doesn't fit you perfectly, because we all have different bodies. So unless you're built like a mannequin, which is oftentimes what they're designing these pieces for, maybe like a sample size 0 or 2, which is what we see on the runways, right? And then it's mass produced and reproduced in the retail environment with some of the same measurements, maybe a little bit larger, but it's fit to that type of body composition. It's just not going to fit potentially a curvier woman like myself or like you, if you're listening. So those are some tips that are really important. And then the last tip that I would give that's super important as well when you're shopping is try to, and I do this myself as well, try to complete the look as much as possible while you're shopping. Now, every now and then I'll see, that pair of boots, or, that jacket, or, maybe you see some earrings. You don't quite know 100% what you're going to wear it with, but you know that it's an amazing piece and it's going to look great, whether it's an accessory or what have you. So every now and then you come across those pieces, and especially if you can find them for a deal, honey, snag it if you can find it. However, if you're shopping and you have time, because remember, we're budgeting our time, we're budgeting our money. When we're shopping, we're making sure that, everything's aligned, so we don't go in helter-skelter and scared and feeling angst. We want to be relaxed so we make good decisions. Then, we want to make sure that we're setting aside that time, and then we're shopping with a plan. So those are really, I think, my tips that I would give to those fears and anxieties. Just make sure that you try to create a look while you're there. It makes it so much easier, because then when you get home, you already know, okay, I have the top and I have the skirt, or I have the dress, I grabbed some shoes. So you at least have the majority of the look. You're not going to always get the look 100% from head to toe, but if you can cover the majority of the bases, as opposed to just buying a bunch of stuff and then you get home and then you literally stand there and you're like, okay, what am I going to wear this with? So even when you're shopping online, like when you're shopping with Chic Essentials, or you're shopping with any boutique, hey, how are you? Or you're shopping with any boutique, you need to make sure that you are putting the look together almost in your head. So that's typically what I do. So, hey. So I was actually just wrapping up. This was a shorter live. We didn't have a lot of people join today, so I didn't really have a lot of questions, but I'll stay on a little bit longer with you just to see if you have any questions. So the topic today, we're talking about tackling fears and anxiety with women that we oftentimes have when we're shopping, and oftentimes it's holding us back from having a wardrobe that we truly love. So I went over some of the fears that as women we have, or excuses that we make up for not wanting to shop. And those were time, like us not having enough time, but really we're not carving out the time. Money, because there's this big misconception that you have to have a lot of money to have a great wardrobe, which isn't true. You create a budget, and within that budget you pick staple pieces, or pieces that are quality, or going to really add value to your wardrobe. Weight. We always are like, oh, we can't buy this, I can't do this, I'm gaining weight, I'm losing weight, I'm this and that, when realistically as women, our bodies are constantly changing, right? So if we try to wait till the perfect time to buy something, we may never go shopping. So you just have to love yourself for whatever size that you're in, look amazing for the size that you are at that point, and then if you lose weight or gain weight, then move on and get a new wardrobe, or slowly add pieces in as you're gaining or losing weight, if that's your goal. And then lastly was better choices. Sometimes we'll make up excuses that the store doesn't have the best choices, or it's too trendy, when oftentimes we just need to be more open-minded about making selections that are available in the retail environment. Oh no. Oh, sorry guys, I had a poor connection. We need to have our own personal style. Exactly, yeah. And that's something else that I'll be getting into soon with my business with Chic Essentials Boutique. I'll be offering personal styling services, and also style coaching, because that's exactly what I love doing and what I'm so passionate about in the boutique. I love working with women and helping not just style them for the moment, but helping them understand their personal style. So then when they shop, whether it be in my boutique or wherever they shop, they are confident and comfortable with shopping for their body type and understanding their body and knowing what's going to look good on them. So those services are soon to come, but yeah, I'm excited about that. So, but you're right, personal style is so important. Did you have any questions for me or anything like that? Because otherwise I'm gonna end this style segment, but it'll be on replay in my IGTV, and it will also be on my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, whoever's listening to this video, when you listen to this video, please subscribe to Chic Essentials Boutique YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers, because then at that point we'll have our own URL. And again, my name is Adrienne Russell. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the owner of Chic Essentials Boutique. Obviously, you're on our page, so you're following us, hopefully. And you also can follow me at my personal page, which is Adrienne Russell CEO. And personal styling services and styling coaching services are to come in the future. So thank you all for listening. You said, oh, do you do surveys on what your customers like? Yes, I do. I've done that before. I don't do it for every single thing that I purchase, but I will do surveys in my stories. And I'll ask them just like feedback. I'll ask you all like, what are you looking for? What would you like to see more of from me? I'm actually planning on doing one soon, so look out for that one in my stories. But I don't do it for every single item, but I do definitely love to get feedback. And if you have any feedback about anything that you've seen on the website, you can DM me, or you can email us at shopchicessentials@gmail.com. So we're always open for feedback, because we're in business because of our customers. So we obviously want to carry items that you all love, as long as they fall in line with the chic, timeless, and inclusive brand that we represent. So thank you, girl. It's quiet tonight. I think everybody is probably exhausted mentally. They didn't want to do a style segment talk tonight, but that's why replays are so amazing, so they can go back and look at them. So thank you for joining. Love you guys. Thanks for your support, and we will see you next Wednesday, same time, and stay tuned to find out what the topic will be. Okay? Talk to you later. Bye. Oh, wait a minute. When will the fall line come out? Sorry, I didn't see that. Fall line will probably be out. Everything kind of got pushed back, of course, because of COVID, but I'm praying, to God that everything will start to get better. So I would imagine that you would start to see pieces in late August, early fall. I usually like to release them right in fall. I'm shopping before that. In the summertime, I'm already looking at fall pieces, but the line won't actually be out until probably September. But another thing you should do too is go to the website. If you look in our sales section, there's a lot of really nice items from our fall collection for fall 2019. So whatever is still available there, all of the sale pieces are 50% off. So you can get some great deals on like some really nice fall stuff. They'll probably be your size, because I know you're like a small or a medium, so you probably a small. So you would definitely find some nice stuff there right now. So you could probably start racking up on fall stuff now, girl. Because I don't usually bring pieces back, because with me being a boutique, I like to have limited amounts, and then I move on to a different style, because I don't want like thousands of people out there with the same thing on. So I'll do almost like a capsule kind of collection. I'll have a certain amount. If it sells really well, I may restock one time, but usually after I restock once, I typically move on. So, yep. Thank you. Okay. All right. See you later. Bye, guys.